just like that, the 2025 World Aquatic Championships Singapore have come to a close. And they were awesome, they were fast, and I want you to let me know in the comments what your favorite race of the whole meet was. I think this has been an incredibly fast meet, and even though on paper, objectively, there's been just 3 world records. Obviously, Leon's crazy world record in the 2IM and 2 relay world records, including that one in the very last race of the night. I still feel like the depth and the overall speed of this meet has been crazy. I've been really impressed with it, and it feels like a complete paradigm shift from this time last year when the Olympics had finished, and I felt really disappointed with how slow the meet had been. Even though on paper there was actually more world records, that meet just felt slow. This meet has felt very fast in comparison. I really hope you've enjoyed the week in all aspects, watching the live streams, watching the actual racing itself, hopefully the content I've been putting out. And if you do want to support me or say thank you in any way, obviously let me know in the comments your favorite race. Comments go a long way on YouTube, but so does hitting the like button and of course subscribing to the channel. And I've also been doing a sale on my website all week. The sale will come to an end at the end of this day. So first of all, I want to just go through a few things that are on sale, and then I'm going to go through a full day 8 finals recap, all 8 finals tonight, all 8 podiums. First of all, this is the last day I'll be selling finished rival tech suits. I've only got jammers in America, but I've got knee skins in Europe, US, and in UK. I say I don't personally have them, Finis have them. They've also given me the all clear to sell these at just £50 for the last day of this sale. So if you want a flagship tech suit for £50, go to my website. There's only a few sizes left in each version, or a few colors. But the knee skin, for example, was £300 new when it launched as a flagship tech suit in 2018, and now you can buy them for £50. That's just crazy. I also have a whole range of training programs. You can sign up to my membership, the Raw Speed membership, 50% off using discount code Singapore50 with a capital S. And then you can get the 100 race pace programs for £46.51, cheaper than ever. My Raw Speed program, the one-off purchase, is crazy cheap. I think it's like £55.13. There's off-season speed skills is on sale. And while it's not on sale, if you do just want to support me and get something physical, then I only have arena molded silicone caps left. All the 3D soft and wave Aquaforce caps have sold out. Look at that. £19, black and gold, shipped to your door. And again, supports what I'm doing. I've only got about 15 of them left in stock as well. So head to my website and maybe there's something that you want to pick up and save some money while doing it. But without further ado, let's dive into the last night of action. And we started off with the 50 backstroke final, and it was a dominant victory by Klement Klesnikov. I was really happy with this one. You see, I worked with Klement in the ISL 2021. He's a beautiful guy, a brilliant guy, a big swim nerd, which I always appreciate. And he's only ever got 3 world long course medals, and they all come back in 2019. Just one was an individual bronze in the 50 backstroke. And yet he's been the world record holder, one of the best swimmers of all time. And he's never got himself on top of that podium long course. He has 1 world short course individual title in the 100 IM. And, well, he dominated the championship record by 0.4. He went 23.68. He won by 0.49 of a second over his teammate Pavel Semesenko and Peter Kotze, who tied for silver in 24.17. 24.17 is fast. It was just 0.1 off the old championship record. But Klement Klesnikov just dominated this race start to finish. Just absolutely laid the smack down on the rest of the field. And yeah, he looked really emotional afterwards. His coach, Dimitri, looked really emotional afterwards. And it was just, it was a great moment to start this last night. He obviously came up short of the medal in the 100 backstroke, and it was super nice for him to see him just dominate and win this race and finally get that gold. And we've got another domination in the women's 50 breaststroke that followed that. Klement won by 0.49. Ruta Melatite won by 0.48. She absolutely dominated. Again, she has the best women's breaststroke start of all time. At 15, it was game over, and she just extended that lead. 29.55, 0.4 for her own world record, but well ahead of Tang and Benedetta Pilato, who are in second and third. No one else was even under 30 seconds. Crazy considering Tang actually went out the 100 breaststroke final in 29.8, and she was slower in the individual 50 breaststroke final, which is not how you'd want to do it. Also, I want to give props to Lily King, a very a polarizing character, very outspoken character, but a winner if we ever did see one. The world record holder in the 100 breaststroke, an absolute dominant force in our sport for so long. Will be remembered by so many things. I remember her personally for dominating the ISL. She was just like we would send a swimmer up to race Lily King, and Lily King would just win. There was obviously the whole finger wagging thing with Effie Mover at that World Champs. She's the world record holder, Olympic champion. What a great swimmer, and it's going to be sad to see meets in the future not featuring Lily. And then we had the last 50 of the final, the women's 50 freestyle, and this one was much slower. Meg Harris dominated at start to finish again by much less of a margin, 0.2, and it was 2 Chinese swimmers who come second or third to round out the podium. 24.02 for Meg, 24.26, 24.28 for the Chinese girls. And it's crazy because we're so far off Sarah Sosham's world record from Fukuoka. 23.61 would have won this by 0.41. The American girls nowhere to be seen, 4th and 6th. And I really thought Milou van Wijk, the Dutch swimmer, could really do some damage here, but her start was so weak. And it looked like she tried to stay underwater, but should have just got up and got racing, in my honest opinion. Kasia Wasik, the first seed into the final, really struggled. I don't know if she got sick or something, but she added like 6/10 from the semi and come dead last. So that was really weird. Then we went from the women's 50 to the men's 1500. We had the longest race in the pool, and it was a really fun race. Other than Damien Joly, who just lost the pace instantly, at about 500, there were 7 guys within a second. Then we moved to just 3 guys. Ahmed Jaoudi, Sven Schwartz, Bobby Fink. They dropped Florian Wellbrock, Ken Kuzi Tancelli, and Sam Short. They dropped them back, and it was a 3-horse race for a bit. Sven Schwartz made an attack at about the 1300-meter mark, but Ahmed Jaoudi kept him within his sights. They then dropped Bobby Fink, the Olympic and world champion and world record holder, and then Jaoudi just put the smack down. 28.3, 26.1 last 250s. That's a 54.49 last 100. And I mean, Sven Schwartz closed well, 28.5, 26.9, but it was not enough to stick with Jaoudi. His legs were like, just monstrous. It was like Ian Thorpe-esque at the end. Jaoudi was 14.34.4 to win, 14.35.6 for Sven Schwartz, who's got 2 silvers at this meet in the 8 and the 15. So the top 2 were identical in the 800 and the 1500. In fact, let me see. What was the was Bobby Fink third? No, Lucas Martins was third. So we didn't have the exact same podium, but it was close. And yeah, that was the 1500. It was a good race. We followed that up with the men's 400 IM. Leon Marchand, 1 start to finish. He was under world record split for 50, and then the world record split moved away. He was still 4.04.7, 2.2 off his own world record, but won by 3.5 seconds to the Olympic silver medalist, Tamayuki Matsushita, who comes second, and Ilya Borodin settled for third. Matsushita actually had a crazy last 50 of 28.6 to swim over the top of Borodin, who was 29.5. Unfortunately, my boy Max Litchfield finished back in 7th. He actually added from the heats, but yeah, he'll be back when it matters at the Olympics and hopefully can get that medal. We then had Summer McIntosh win her 4th gold medal of the meet, 4.25.78 for a championship record in the 4 AM. 2 seconds off her world record from trials, 4.23. She said she's much more tired at this meet than she was at the Canadian trials. The semis, the relays, everything sort of adds up. These 8-day meets are tough. I mean, I'm feeling pretty tired at home, and all I'm doing is making a couple of 10-minute videos a day. And we also had another tied silver. It's the second tied silver of the night. Jenna Forrester and Mio Narita were 4.33.26, 7.5 seconds back off Summer for a joint second, and they were both just 0.5 ahead of Uzidi, who has got 3 4th places in her individual races at this meet. In the 2 AM, the 4 AM, and the 2 fly, she got 4th, although she did, of course, pick up a medal for swimming the heats in the women's 4x2. And we finished the meet off with back-to-back medley relays, like is tradition, and the men's 4 AM was just an absolute stunner of a race. We thought Russia would win, and they had a 51.7 lead off in the mixed medley relay from Miron Levinstev. So, I mean, everyone was assuming that he would lead off that fast. He actually seemed to struggle on the back end. He was 52.4, and it was the boy, Thomas Chacon, the world record holder, led off in 51.80 to give Italy a lead. And then they had Nicolo Martineghi dive in, and at 200, Italy was still leading. Martineghi was 58.4, but Kirill Prigogine really brought things back with a 57.9. And France were very much in the race after a 52.2 from Johan Nadui and a 58.4 from Leon Marchand, who had just won the 400 IM. America at this point were 5th after a 53.3 from Tommy Janton. He was swamped by Chacon and Levinstev either side of him, and a 59.00 from Josh Matheny. Then the butterflies went in, And Andrei Minikov looked like he was holding off Grousset for a long time. His 50.17 was good, but Grousset on the back end was just phenomenal. He was 22.47 and 49.2. And as we got to the 300 point, France were winning. I thought maybe France were going to do something historic here, and Leon was going to win 2 golds in 15 minutes. But Igor Kornev dived in and instantly took the lead from France. He split 21.4 to feet and a 46.4 to break the European record and just 0.15 off the world record, 46.4 from Kornev. What a great swim. And unfortunately, France's Yann Le Goff was only 47.9 on the anchor leg, but it was still enough to get the silver medal, which is a crazy great performance by the French team. With 100 to go, Italy was still hanging on in third. And they had Carlos D'Ambrosio, who was a great breakout meet for him on the anchor leg. He was 47.3. Great by all sort of metrics. But Jack Alexy broke what I thought was humanly possible. And I don't mean that in a mean way. or in an impolite way, I should say. It was just a beautiful swim. 21.23 to the feet. And he was coming back like a monster. The second 45 relay split in history. 45.95, just 3/100ths of what Pan did last year at the Olympics. 45.92 on the Chinese relay to win. China were not in this final after they missed this morning, even though they did use Pan Zhanli on the anchor leg. And now Jason Lazak's legendary 46.0 is the third fastest in history. What a swim by Jack Alexy. He was joined by Dare Rose, who put a beautiful 50.3 together. The Cowboys anchoring just about to get a medal in this team where they really had no right to get a medal after the first 200. Other notable splits were 49.8 from Ilya Kroon on the fly, 46.9 from Josh Lee Endo on the freestyle. And that was the penultimate race. We finished with the women's 4x100 medley relay, and America won from start to finish. Regan Smith got the better of Kaylee McEwen on the first leg, 57.57 to 57.69. And Kate Douglas, his first 15 meters in the 100 breast was just phenomenal. She went out in 29.7, split a 104.2, and then passed over to Gretchen Walsh, who went at 54.9. Tori Husk held off the world record line because they were so far ahead of Australia, it was not really a race. And they broke the world record to finish the meet in 3:49.3. Ahead of Australia, who was second with 3:52, 3.3 seconds back, and China, who were 5.5 seconds back with 3:54. Summer McIntosh did swim the butterfly leg in 57.3, and Anna Ellen was probably the only other notable split in 104.9 on the breaststroke. There we have it. That is all races, all finals recapped from the World Championships. 8 days of great swimming. Like I said, I really hope you enjoyed it. I've loved this week. I love watching swimming. I love watching World Champs. And again, if you've enjoyed what I've done, make sure you do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as I said, £50 finish suits until the end of the day. Big sales on all my training programs till the end of the day. And 50% off the Raw Speed membership with Singapore 50, Capital S until the end of the day. All of these sales will end at midnight in the UK. So from tomorrow, you will not be able to get a bargain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video, which I'm not sure when it will be.